It's 2 a.m. Your dog has somehow claimed 80% of the mattress. Your spine is curved around a wall of warm fur, one leg dangling off the edge, and you are lying there wondering how a creature with 4 legs and a brain the size of a tangerine has outnegotiated you for sleeping space again. You tell yourself it's just warmth, just habit, just a dog being a dog. But here's the part almost nobody knows. That assumption is wrong, and it's been wrong for 15,000 years. What's happening in that bed right now isn't comfort-seeking. It's a calculated neurochemical decision written into your dog's DNA before either of you were born. And once you understand what's actually firing in that small skull pressed against your ribs, you will never look at bedtime the same way again. Researchers at Eötvös University in Budapest wanted to know if dogs experience attachment the way human infants do. So they ran something called the Strange Situation Test, originally designed for toddlers, on dogs instead. They measured proximity seeking, distress at separation, and how quickly comfort returned at reunion. The results were almost unsettling in how closely they mirrored human babies. 61% of dogs tested showed secure attachment to their owner, the exact same percentage found in human toddlers bonded to their mothers. Your dog is not performing affection. Your dog has classified you, neurologically, the same way a 1-year-old classifies their parent. When they choose the spot beside you over the cold floor, the couch, or the door, they are telling you, in the only language they have, that you are the safest entity in their entire world. Now follow the chemistry behind that choice. In a landmark study published in the journal Science, researchers from Asabu University in Japan discovered something that changes how we understand the human-dog gaze. When your dog looks into your eyes, your oxytocin rises. You look back, and theirs rises too. It's a closed biological loop, a feedback cycle that essentially didn't exist between species until dogs evolved beside us. Here's the part that should stop you cold. This loop does not activate with wolves. Not even wolves raised from birth by human hands, bottle-fed, hand-reared, treated exactly like a family dog. The wiring simply isn't there. It had to be built. And once that gaze loop fires, something else happens in the body. Just 10 minutes of physical contact measurably drops cortisol, the primary stress hormone, in both you and your dog simultaneously. Two nervous systems, calming each other down, preparing two bodies for the kind of sleep neither could fully reach alone. To understand why that loop exists at all, you have to go back, past cities, past writing, past farming, 15,000 years, to a firelit clearing somewhere in ancient Eurasia, where the only light came from flame and the only sound beyond it was the low presence of wolves circling just outside its reach. Somewhere in that darkness, something extraordinary started happening, and we have physical proof of it. In Bonn-Oberkassel, Germany, archaeologists uncovered a burial 14,000 years old containing a dog that had been desperately sick with canine distemper. The disease should have killed it within weeks. Instead, isotope analysis shows it survived for roughly 5 weeks longer than the illness should have allowed, meaning someone fed it, kept it warm, kept it alive, with no practical reason to do so. No work it could perform, no food it could hunt. They kept it alive simply because it mattered to them. That instinct left a fingerprint in the genome itself. On chromosome 6, dogs carry genetic insertions tied to extreme hypersociability, insertions wolves simply do not have. Humans didn't just tame an animal. We rewrote its biology to need us. Which brings us to a contradiction even sleep scientists have struggled to explain. Data from the Mayo Clinic confirms what your tired body already suspects. Dogs in the bed measurably fragment human sleep cycles, increasing the number of times you wake through the night. And yet a 2024 study out of the University of Jyväskylä in Finland found that owners consistently report feeling more rested, not less, when their dog sleeps beside them. Two contradictory data sets, both true at once. The explanation lies in something called heart rate variability co-regulation. When a securely bonded dog rests against you, its nervous system begins to synchronize its rhythm with yours. Heartbeat, breathing, the entire autonomic rhythm syncing like two instruments finding the same tempo. Put an unfamiliar human in that same bed, and the effect disappears completely. It isn't body heat, it isn't weight, it's bond-specific physiology, and only a dog who has chosen you can produce it. This is the part where the tone has to shift, because this knowledge cuts both ways. If your dog suddenly stops sleeping beside you after months or years of choosing that spot every single night, it is never random. Pay close attention to two things. First, physical pain. A sudden reluctance to jump onto the bed is frequently the earliest visible sign of arthritis or hidden joint deterioration, often showing up before any limp or visible discomfort does. Second, cognitive decline. Roughly 35% of dogs over the age of 8 develop canine cognitive dysfunction, the canine equivalent of dementia, and one of its first symptoms is the quiet unraveling of sleep routines and spatial memory, the very system that once guided them straight to your side every night without hesitation. If that routine breaks, don't dismiss it. It's rarely nothing, so go back to that image. 2 a.m., the mattress, the impossible amount of space one small animal can occupy. It looks different now, doesn't it? Your dog didn't end up pressed against you by accident, or by laziness, or because the floor was cold. Out of every cent in that house, every surface, every possible place to rest, they picked the one spot that put their body against yours. 15,000 years of genetic rewriting, a nervous system built to sync with yours, a chemical loop that doesn't even exist with their own ancestors. All of it pointed at one decision, made fresh every single night. They chose you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what percentage of the bed is your dog taking up tonight? Because the gaze loop we just talked about, the one that floods both your brains with oxytocin every time you lock eyes, that's only the beginning of what's happening when your dog stares at you. What's actually going on behind those eyes is even stranger than anything we just covered, and it's next.